Welcome to Brewers Anonymous Monthly. This is our online video recap of our monthly meetings. This one is covering our meeting for September 20th of 2024. It took place at Homebrew Brewing Company. To start things off like we always do, we have the club motto, Strength through Unity, Unity through Zymergy. And we do want to give a quick thanks to our sponsors. So thank you to Ivanhoe Park Lager House, Home State Brewing Company, Broken Strings Brewing, Technical Brewing Company, the American Homebrewers Association, and Communicate 360. All right, let's get into the details of the meeting. Starting off with, we still have 2 interclub competitions left for the year. And the next one is going to take place on the next meeting in October, our October 18th meeting. And that is Monastic Ales. And that is Belgian Single, Belgian Doubles, Belgian Triples, and Belgian Dark Strong Ale. So if you have an entry for that, the competition site should be opening pretty much within about a week before the meeting time, so you can make sure you register your entry and make sure you have that single bottle ready for the competition. And then we have one more for the year, and that's Wood Age Beer in December. Our December meeting is going to be a little early this year. It's going to be the first Friday of the month to help kind of offset what's typically a busy time for everybody as we get closer to the holidays, and to accommodate a club holiday party that we're trying to coordinate. We'll see what happens with that. So you might want to make sure you're adjusting your timeline for the bottle you'll need for that wood aged beer in December as well. And that is any style of beer that's wood aged. It's the only condition is that wood aging for the beer. Had a couple things happen since last meeting. First and foremost, we made our donation from Hot and Humid to the Harbor House of Central Florida. We donated $864 to Harbor House. That number came from the 50-50 split of the profits from the raffle, and $2 from every entry paid for Hot and Humid. So again, that totals $864 for the Harbor House. They're an organization we have supported with Hot and Humid for several years, and imagine we will continue to do that as time goes on as well. We also had Commander SAAZ literally the day after our last meeting in August. So been holding on to these medals for a month. Now, we got to distribute them, and the medal winners for SAAZ were Eric Gomez with bronze for International Pale Lager and gold for Spice Herb or Vegetable Beer, David Fetty, gold for a Czech Premium Lager, Mike Thompson, bronze for Vienna Lager and gold for Schwarzbier, Max First, silver for Doppelbock, Kenny McCord, gold for American IPA, Ian O'Keefe, gold for Classic Style Smoke Beer, JJ Ocampo, silver for Semi-Sweet Mead and gold for Experimental Mead, Eric Rodriguez, bronze for American IPA, gold for Sweet Mead, and gold Best of Show for Mead and Cider. And I do believe, in fact, I know for sure, because we just discussed it at the meeting. It was his first Best of Show, so congratulations, Eric. And then myself, I had a gold for American Amber Lager, gold for Specialty IPA, silver Best of Show and Beer, and then I tied with a club member, oh boy, I want to say out of Tampa. I could be wrong. A brewer out of Tampa, I meant to say. I'm not quite sure where the other brewer was, but another local brewer for first place heavy metal. The big news, huge news in this, is that we were first place heavy metal club. We won with probably the least amount of entries we've had since we've been in this back and forth with Cask. We managed to make up some ground. In fact, let's look at that slide. We are only 8 points behind them now. I think we were 14 going into SAAZ. We closed the gap by 6. Huge surprise, huge amount of ground. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, with one more competition to go and one more result to be announced. We still have national finals, and if we get any points from that will only help us. Cask has a few in there as well, but I think I know we have the overwhelming majority of Florida clubs represented in the finals. So if we can pick up just a few more points there, narrow that gap a little bit more, we're looking really good for Best Florida Beer. Oh, and I said one more competition. That's not true. Sunshine Challenge as well. Sunshine Challenge, entries are already done. Judging is almost done. So we're waiting for the results on that as well. Best Florida Beer is the only thing that's still open that we can enter, although that's going to be closing very soon as well, as we'll discuss here very shortly. But we are in a far better position than we imagine we could even be at this point in the season. We still have a real shot, an incredibly realistic shot at maintaining the cup this year. So we will see. We're going to be really keeping our eyes on Sunshine Challenge results and those nationals and see where we're at going into Best Florida Beer. And we'll see. This has been an exciting season, to say the least. So just some more information and statistics on our win rate. As you can see, I just said it's our, okay, I thought it was our lowest entered competition, Commander SAAZ. Turns out Hurricane Blowoff was, but Hurricane Blowoff also has less amount of entries, far less amount of entries. So it's our lowest percentage of total entries, and we still won, which I think really puts us in a good position for the rest of these last couple competitions. As you can see, we have 71 out of 300 entered in Sunshine Challenge. That might be one of our biggest percentages when all of a sudden it's close. It's going to be close. It's going to be just under 25, it looks like. And then for Best Florida Beer, we have 70 out of 400 entries. So these are on near the top of our list of our most entered competitions. So that should only help us. Again, we'll see. I'm going to keep a real close eye on these competitions. Upcoming events. We are working on getting the Fantasy Brew-Off in before the end of the year. We're trying to center it around a judging during our November meeting on November 15th. We don't have the exact dates of the draft. We are probably going to do it on a Discord event. That way it helps, I hope. We hope. We'll see. It helps kind of cut down the timeline and coordinating when everyone can join us and do the draft. We don't have a date yet, so if you're not already on Discord, get on our Discord server. That's where everything is announced first, and then it filters out to everywhere else. It goes to Facebook, sometimes Instagram. We don't have a real Twitter presence, and we don't really do news and updates on this YouTube channel. This just kind of just reiterates that you should really be on our Discord server to stay on top of dates like this if you're interested in events like these. Here's an example of what the draft list looks like. The board is going to go through it. I don't think there's anything we're really going to change, mainly because this list worked out really well last year and the kind of time constraint we have. So again, Discord is going to be where that information is shared when the decision is made, but I think it's going to look a lot like this list, and if not exactly like this list when the time comes. We're also still going to do the 12 Beers of Christmas exchange for anyone that wants to participate. It's much like our lager exchange. In fact, if you've done the 12 Beers of Christmas any years before, you already know what it is. Just make enough beer for the amount of people that sign up, share it. Whatever beer you want. We're not limiting it to a winter warmer type thing to fit with the theme. It's just something to share and have the club participate in. Again, information will be shared on Discord, and a sign-up sheet will be maintained probably from that conversation like it was last year. Now, speaking of those award ceremonies, we are going to be watching Sunshine Challenge Awards. Are going to take place before our meeting. It's going to be on Sunday, October 6th at 1 p.m. at Ivanhoe Park Lager House. It seems like a majority of the club is probably going to be there, but if we can arrange for someone that's not going to go to the awards in person to feed the stream through one of the Discord voice channels, we'll see if we can arrange that as well. We did that last time for Commander SAAZ. It worked out really well. It was a lot of fun to watch it that way, but this one is literally in our own backyard, so I'm guessing most of the people are probably going to actually go to the awards themselves, but we'll see. It's a whole weekend event. They have an Oktoberfest party over at Roke Pub, I believe this year. They have going to do a pub crawl walk. I think what do they call it? So I can't remember the name of it, but it's going to do a pub walk in the area. All this is on cfhb.org if you're interested in participating in anything during the entire weekend. On the competition front, again, we're still waiting for the results of the NHC final, so no real news there other than it's coming. It's going to be on Thursday, October 10th. Very strange day, but I guess it's fitting in with the entire GABF schedule this year, so Homebrewers got pushed to a weeknight, but that's just another discussion to have between the elimination of HomebrewCon and the incorporation of it into GABF. We won't get into that in this video. Best Florida Beer registration is open now. It's still open. I think almost every brewer that is participating is already maxed out. It's a 3-entry limit. We're waiting very eagerly to see if they increase that to 4 or 5. No word on that yet. Time is running out. I don't know what they're going to wait for, or even if they're going to do it for sure at this point. I actually expected to wake up to an email this morning the morning that I'm recording this and see that it's increased, and I was going to update the slide, but no sign of that yet. So if that changes, we'll probably blast it on. We will blast it on Discord. I know that for sure. Get every entry that we can in. As far as the entries that are already set, we do have a train set up, which is great. Dan, thank you. Dan Morrison, thank you for taking care of that. He's going to collect our beers at Rock Pit Brewing the night before the deadline, October 3rd. He'll be there from 7 to 9:30. He's going to take them down Friday the 4th, which is the day they're due. So he's completely maximized our time to get our entries ready. So big thanks to Dan on that. Don't miss the drop-off. Get these last beers in here. It's going to be... We don't know the results of 2 competitions, but I got a good feeling. I think there's going to be an extremely important competition for us. So don't forget to drop off any entries you put in. If they do increase the entry limit, the overall competition limit is 400. I think they're just over 300 now, which is why I think they're going to increase, but no sign of it, but we'll see. And I think that's it on this. Oh, except for the actual award ceremony. That's on November 2nd at 6 p.m., and it's somewhere, I think it's in the next slide. Okay, it's at Wolfhaven Brewing. It's not, the date isn't on here, but the brewery, that is who's hosting the awards. So November 2nd, 6 p.m., Wolfhaven Brewing. Here's the judging dates for it if you're interested. It's 2 weekends, 400 beers. It's going to be a lot of work. If you're studying if you're in our BJCP training program, or if you're studying to any extent for that, or your Cicerone, here's another great opportunity to get some hands-on experience. The dates are right here in front of you. Saturday, October 12th, 9:30 to 4 p.m. Saturday, October 13th, 9:30 to 4 p.m. as well. Those sessions, that weekend is going to be at the Seminole Heights Magnanimous Brewing location. And then the following weekend, Saturday, October 19th, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And Sunday, October 20th, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is at Wolfhaven Brewing. I will probably be down for one of those days of the 4. I don't know when though, but I will keep everyone posted in not only the competition update Discord channel, but the BJCP training program Discord channel as well. Sunshine Challenge is almost done judging. As of this recording, they have one weekend left, and that is Saturday, September 28th, and Sunday, September 29th. Saturday the 28th should be that should be the last of their first round judging, I should say. They have, I want to say 6 categories. I might be wrong on that. If they get enough judges, if they get the average of number of judges they've been getting the past 2 weekends, that will be the last day of first round judging. In fact, if they get more, then we'll know for sure, and they won't be in any kind of bind to finish. So if we want to judge, Saturday would be the day to go. Help them knock out that first round. And then Sunday, if there happens to be any second round judging left from Saturday, they'll do that, and they'll also be doing best of show. So if you've never set in on a best of show just to see it or help steward, both stewarding and judging are a completely different process than all the other judging, and it's a really fun time. It's really fun to watch the judges get those 30-some beers down to ultimately around 10, and then those last 3. It's really an interesting process to watch happen if you've never seen it before. So if you'd like to see that, that is going to be on Sunday, September 29th. Again, assuming there's no second round judging, they're probably going to start setting up at noon, but Saturday will really dictate that. That's it. I just really want to emphasize, if you want to get some judging in and help them get everything on track and have no delays to the season, come on down Saturday and help out. This is our circuit delivery list that is now complete because Dan has taken the last spot. So we'll go on to the next upcoming festivals. Festivals are back. I guess the assumption is that the summer blistering heat is over, though some days like to remind us that it ain't over yet, but should have some more, slightly more comfortable weather coming up and be able to enjoy these days. But regardless of that, it'll still be fun. Beer fests are always fun, and we've been invited to quite a few and accepted the invitation, starting with Match of the Titans. That is on Saturday, October 12th from 2 to 6 over at the Lake Nona Town Center. That is hosted by Park Pizza and Park Brewing. A lot of great people there that we've been working with on this. If you'd like to volunteer to donate or volunteer to pour or donate any beer, reach out to me on Discord. We've got Orlando Beer Festival. Here's the catch. It is Saturday, November the 2nd. That's the same day as the Best Florida Beer Awards, which looks like something we may want to attend. So I don't know who's going to be there. I don't think I'll be there. Like I said, I got a really good feeling getting into these last few competitions that We got a shot at the cup, and I want to be there at Best Florida Beer, so I don't think I can do both. I guess it's time-wise technically possible, but I'm not sure I want to push myself to do that. I'm confident we'll have some representatives there to pour and take your beers if you want to participate in one way or another. In fact, if you're one of those people, if you don't want to go to Tampa, you'd rather go to Orlando and drink during the day, go ahead and let me know again in Discord. I think we're going to be able to have a presence at both when all's said and done. If things change, we will obviously let you know. We got another monthly meeting before this happens if there's any really drastic change to this update. But I'm pretty confident we can pull off both. We also have Tom and Dan's About It Business Beer Fest. We are registered for that. That is in late November, November 23rd. VIP starts at noon and I believe is 4 o'clock, but I'm not entirely sure. I've not seen the actual number listed, so that's why it's blank. But I would wager a guess that it's no later than 5, but I don't know for sure. We'll update when it comes. This one I think I'll be at. I don't see any conflict with what I have going on to attend that one, but if you want to volunteer to pour or donate beer, see me as well on that, and I will post updates on the Discord channel for this particular event as they come up. We also have accepted the invitation to Science on Tap. Now we're getting into 2025, so I won't spend too much time on this. I will tell you again, it's January 25th, 2025. VIP starts at noon. This ends at 4. We had a great time last year. We'll talk more about this as we get closer to the event, along with Cocoa Village Brewers Bash. That's February 1st, 2025. I know the invitation was extended. I think we've now accepted since the slide was written. And that starts at 1, ends at 5, Riverfront Park. We'll share more details as that come. And then Hamlin Craft Beer Fest. This was the one. This was so far. I know the year's not over, but I can't imagine there being a much better appearance for us than this was this year. And we want to repeat that next year. Now, that's not till March. VIP at noon, ends at 5. It's over by Home State Brewing. Good location, fun festival. We absolutely killed it, and I think we have a chance to do it again. We'll really be talking about this more as the new year comes around, so stay tuned for that. Other stuff, the learning program, the BJCP training program, it is continuing to be built. It should be, the information for the online exam should actually be posted possibly completely by the time the next meeting comes around. If not then by the November meeting. And that's an important piece of information to share because we have now applied to host a judging exam. That's not the online entrance exam, the judging/tasting exam, depending on which source you read. I wish they'd pick a name and force everyone to use it, but the judging/tasting exam, we have applied to host one July 19th, 2025. This is a huge opportunity. This is one of the first exams in Orlando I have ever seen since I've gotten into judging. So it's going to be the closest opportunity to take this exam. The biggest catch, if you want to call it that, I would call it, it's actually a prerequisite. The required prerequisite you need to have is have passed the online entrance exam. And I can't undersell how difficult that exam can be. It's probably, I know it probably seems like a no-brainer for people that have been drinking beer and brewing beer for a few years, but until you sit down and take that test, it can be a lot harder than you think. And my point is make sure you need to get that exam passed before you can take this tasting exam. Don't wait until, really, just don't wait. I was going to say July 18th. Don't wait till July. Don't wait till June. Heck, don't even wait till May. When the new year comes around, start planning to take your exam, that online exam, because you might not pass it the first time. You might find out there's a huge gap of something very specific. The BJCP thinks you should know and wants you to know that you've never really bothered with because it's not part of your brewing routine, and you'll have to take some time to understand it well enough to pass the exam. Don't wait till the last minute. That is... The odds are not in your favor of that working. I can't say it's not going to work. Everybody's different. Everybody's a different test taker. Everyone's knowledge retention is different. But my point is, don't wait till the last minute to find out. You have a year to take the tasting and judging exam after you pass. So if you pass it in April, we still have till next April to find you an exam. But we also have July coming up. So the timing Like that's really the kind of timeline you're looking at. Give yourself a few months just in case. You don't want to be in a position where you're like, I took it, I failed, the judging exam is in 24 hours or is in 23 hours, and I can't take the exam again for 24 hours. I'm screwed. I can't take the judging exam. So don't put yourself in that position. We'll talk a lot more about this over the next few months. I promise that. We do have the update for the Austin P. Harris Brewer of the Year award standing. Currently, Mike Thompson is in the lead with 114 points, followed by myself at 104 points, and Bill Carley at third with 96 points, and a lot of competition points to come, especially with nationals. So this could change at any point. So just a reminder, the club points are on a different scale than the circuit points. So there's a huge difference between bronze, silver, and gold in this case. So we still got anyone's game, and there's some people nipping on the heels of Bill as well. So I wouldn't lock in these names. I wouldn't put any money on any of these names right now. Our meeting rotation continues. We did have our last meeting at Homestead Brewing Company. We'll have our next one on Friday, October 18th at Ivanhoe Park Lager House. The meeting time is set for 7, but the meeting is not starting till 7:30 proper, just to kind of put that out there. So 7 is been scheduled to give that half-hour leeway for people to arrive and account for traffic. The actual meeting time has now been set for 7:30, but 7 to 7:30, you can consider that a little bit of a social time, a little bit of kind of hang out, relax, maybe eat, definitely get a beer, but the presentation will not start before 7:30. So if there's any confusion on that, I hope that clears it up. And then finally, these are, okay, I forgot about this last minute timeline table Mike had put up. So these have shifted a little bit. Really don't bother looking at the middle column. What that was, or is at the time he wrote this, put this table together, that's how many days were left to prepare for each one of these milestone events. This recording is days after, and you may even watch this days after I make this recording. And so those numbers really don't mean anything. Just take a look at the name of the event and then look at the date if you want to kind of cursory glance at what's coming up, or an all-in-one glance, I guess is better said, at what's coming up. So probably could have actually taken this slide out for this presentation, but it's the second to last slide, so we're almost done. In fact, let's get to that last slide where I say thank you for watching. Our next meeting is Friday, October 18th at Ivanhoe Park Lager House. Hope to see you there. So until then, thank you one more time for watching, and cheers, everyone.